producer, Kevin E.
Hey, Libby, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
I am great. Happy Friday.
You too, on this rainy day. Tired of it?
Oh, my God, I'm tired of it. We still got a couple more days, apparently.
Yes. I'm kind of in a good mood today, though, as far as rain.
That's true. Yeah.
Kevin and I gave a little production today, or not a production, a talk. This is our our third one together.
Yeah, third one.
This time we talked about the Oscars, and so maybe that's why we're jived up. We're,
Well, it went very
hyped
well. I
up.
think we were well received, so that's always good.
Yeah.
Good feeling.
It was fun. It's really fun. So contact us on Libby's Movie Hunt Facebook or my email or website, libbysmoviehunt.com, if you want to have us come speak to your group.
Yes, we would love to.
We're on the speaking circuit now.
Yeah, we're kind of a big deal.
In our own minds.
Yeah.
But, okay, we don't have a ton of movies to talk about because we've had such a busy week.
Exactly.
Only thing, I got to see a screening of Game Night, which you didn't get to see. Did you even know it was coming out this weekend?
I did, and it is also certified fresh, so I'm really excited to see it.
What did I write down? Is it 84%?
84, I think.
Which is good.
Yeah, very good.
Which is really good. We don't have a clip. We have a little... Did you put up a picture of the poster?
Yeah, I'll put up a little...
We'll put it up in a minute. But it is... Let me look at my notes here. Game Night, it's got... I don't know if I wrote down the director. Game Night, it is directed by... I can't find where his name... The guy... he did Spider-Man and Horrible Bosses, the guy who directed it. So, did you like Horrible Bosses?
Yes,
Loved
very
it.
much. The second one is terrible, but the first one's great.
So good. He also was a character. He was an actor in Freaks and Geeks, and I guess he's become a director now.
Oh, I should know who you're talking about.
I know you'd recognize him if you looked him up. I didn't write his name down. We kind of flew in here at the last minute. But Jason Bateman's in this. Rachel McAdams, Billy Magnuson, he's been in a lot of dramatic roles. He was like in Ingrid Goes West, The Big Short, Bridge of Spies. He's this handsome guy, but he has a really comedic role in this film. Also, Kyle Chandler, who was in Manchester by the Sea.
Oh, yeah.
And Carol, he's great in it. But it is basically Jason Bateman and his wife, Rachel McAdams. Well, they love game night, like where, you play categories or
friends get
charades.
together and you do, like Pictionary or, one of those.
Their whole relationship is based on playing games. Even at their wedding, they're having a dance-off. But they have a game, and their neighbor is played by Jesse Plemons from Breaking Bad.
Yes.
Who's so hilarious and creepy and good.
I was going to say, he's great at being creepy.
Oh, my gosh, but he's also kind of funny in this. And he wants to be a part of the game night and all this funny. But Jason Bateman's brother, played by Kyle Chandler, comes in, and you think he's tricking him with this fun game night, and then all these crazy things happen. Like, we're talking, crime bosses and mobsters, and this game night turns into this thing. It just gets more and more outrageous.
Yeah, it almost seemed like from the trailer, like a comedy version of. Do you remember that David Fincher film, The Game, with Michael Douglas?
That's what it's a lot like that, but funny.
Okay.
But
yeah, that movie's definitely not fun. That movie's very intense.
Right, where it's a game, but it became almost deadly. Game. That's where there are some people that die in this. This is kind of like a dark comedy.
That's pretty
people
intense.
die in it, for sure at the end. But it's like Horrible Bosses. It has some real inappropriate laughs, but not like cringeworthy like we talk about in The Hangover. But
or Bad Santa.
Bad Santa. Yeah, just too much for me. But it's got a great cast. I just highly recommend it.
So
I give it totally popcorn worthy.
Totally popcorn
We will
worthy.
give it our little rating there.
Some people saw this for the first time today at our presentation.
They loved it. It's so cute. So I went with my son, and he goes, I am finding this movie so funny. There's just a couple things in it that young men will find. There's a couple scenes that you're just like, okay, this is fits the age of, what do they say, 18 to 20-something the movies
usually
are made
18
for.
to 35.
Yes, 18 to 35. He's like, I'm so digging this movie. But
I'm going to try to use the weekend to catch up and see
you'll
Game
love
Night
this
and
one.
Annihilations.
You'll love it. Yes, Annihilation, Kevin and I both really wanted to see for today's show because we have been really excited about it, anticipating it. It's directed by, I have to put my glasses on, I'm sorry. It's directed by...
The guy who did Ex Machina.
Yes, Ex Machina, and I can't, Alex Garland.
Yeah.
I always wanted to call it Ex Machina.
Yeah.
I love that movie. It has Natalie Portman, and we were both just saying Jennifer Jason Leigh, who we love, and Gina Rodriguez, and Oscar Isaac, your guy from Star Wars.
Yes, love Oscar
Yeah.
Isaac.
It's 84% on Rotten Tomatoes. Again, no, or you know what? I didn't write it down, but it's 90 something.
It's really high. Yeah,
It's 90 something.
people are comparing it to like Kubrick and Aronofsky type stuff.
Right. It's supposed to be really good. Do you know what it's about exactly?
It's some sort of weird, bizarre, like parallel dimension entity thing that these people get lost in, and therefore a team is kind of sent in to investigate, which I think is led by Natalie Portman's character.
Natalie Portman is she's a biologist.
She's a scientist. Yeah.
And her husband was a scientist, which she never really knew what he did. And he goes into this forest or something.
Yeah.
And most people that come out never come out, but he came out. So Jennifer Jason Leigh recruits Natalie Portman and the team to go in and find out what's going on in there.
Yeah. Because apparently it's creating something totally new, almost like a new universe or something.
Right. And they're afraid it's starting to take over areas of cities.
Yes, that it's spread. And they find weird things in there, like crocodiles with shark teeth and stuff like that.
I think
I think it's awesome.
It's going to be your kind of movie.
I'll love it, yeah.
It's going to be totally your kind of movie. Do we have a movie poster of that one or no?
No. I actually didn't put one up because I figured since we're not reviewing it yet, I didn't have one.
Should we tell them we're having problems with YouTube? You tell them why if we put things.
Oh, there's all this. I mean, this is something that's new. Like they didn't used to have to deal with as much of this. But copyright infringement on Facebook and YouTube is a very big thing right now, and it's so big that neither one of them has the manpower to sit down and have people actually vet what these copyright infringements are. It's companies that just automatically look for little things to pick up on that could be copyright infringement. So sometimes for our trailers, if there's music in there, it ends up getting flagged as something that's a copyright infringement, but it's really not because it's we're promoting the opening of these movies, and therefore it's fair use as far as I know, and as what that term means. It's just kind of strange. So, yeah, we're treading a little lightly because we don't want to end up one of those people who get 3 YouTube strikes and then they yank your channel because they think you're someone who's a serial copyright infringement
But so
violator.
basically ours was that one YouTube we put up, it was because of the music.
I think so, yes.
Think so. And you can't get a hold of a real person, right? To
Exactly.
resolve it.
They have like an appeals process, and
Right.
you can email people. You can email someone and ask them to retract the complaint, or you can email YouTube and say that I don't think that I actually deserved this strike. But none of them get back to you.
No, nobody got back.
Nobody gets back to you. So, yeah, and then I went to grab that game night clip for today, and it had a copyright disclaimer at the beginning. And even though it seemed like we could easily fall into what we're supposed to be using it for, I don't know that this automation software won't flag us. So I'm just trying to make sure we iron out all the details on these rules and regulations before we move forward.
But that copyright you showed me today, I had not seen that before. Is that always up there?
I've never seen that before.
So maybe this is a new thing.
That's brand new. Yep. And I was telling you earlier,
Yeah.
that, when it comes to this stuff, back when we first started doing this, digital media was like the Wild West.
Right.
Nothing was really regulated.
That's right.
And now all of a sudden, all these different companies and entities are worried that they're losing money over it, and so
Right.
they're kind of cracking down on it. But it's not very fair at this point, in my opinion.
Well, because if we get 3 strikes on YouTube, they take and we'd have to start over a new YouTube
They yank
channel.
your channel. Yeah.
I'd have to get a new name. It couldn't be. I guess it could be Libby's Movie Hunt.
I don't know, Mick. Maybe I could just reinstate it and re-upload
Yeah.
the videos, but I'm just not sure. And it's funny, because I took a media law and regulations class in college, but when we got that first strike, in order to get the channel up and running again, you have to go to Copyright School, which is basically a little video and a quiz on YouTube that you have to pass, and then they reinstate your channel.
For this one?
For the first one that we got.
And did you do it?
I did it.
Oh, well, thank you.
No problem.
That's what a producer's for.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Don't ever have to worry about that. But it says, that strike will go away if we go 3 months without another strike. So I know, it's ridiculous.
So that's why we haven't been showing clips. But you
Yes.
get the idea. We're still talking about movies. We don't really need them that much. It adds
but
a little bit.
We'll get it figured out. And
We will.
Yeah, definitely.
We'll get it. It's kind of fun. Yeah, but it's Kevin. Thank God for Kevin. I mean, Lord, and these shows we're doing, I need my audio visual guy.
Sometimes the efforts just seem futile with all this internet stuff. But yeah,
know.
we'll get it figured out.
But thank you. So we give. I gave Game Night popcorn worthy. I bet we're going to give Annihilation. I think we'll probably love it.
I'm going to love it.
But we'll talk about it next week.
Absolutely.
Kevin talked with his mom last week about Black Panther, and I liked it. I give it popcorn worthy. I don't know what all the hype is. That it's like I don't quite.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's not as cool to me as like Iron Man or Avengers or something like that. And like most Marvel movies, it's on the long side.
Right. So many people I've talked to, they're like, shave off 15, 20 minutes, perfect.
Yeah.
Did my son and my family were big fans of Lion King? Did it have that feel to you about Lion King, like in Africa and
Yeah, a little bit.
I don't know. There was something. I don't know.
There are some parallel themes there, certainly.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
I liked it. Okay, real quickly, we'll talk. They didn't touch on it last week. I had seen, I'm kind of embarrassed to say, 50 Shades Free.
Well, you have to see everything. You're a critic.
To see it all. But I read the first book and a half, I believe I've told y'all before, and literally I was so disgusted by the second book. I mean, the first one was okay. The writing's just trashy, terrible.
Yeah.
It's not even good. I could write better than that.
That's what I hear a lot, is that the writing isn't even...
It's shocking. Shocking. I went to my trash can in my garage and threw it away. I was like, ooh. But I have to say, the movies, they're good. I mean, have you seen them?
No, I've not seen a single one.
They're filmed very beautifully. And Dakota Fanning and, what's his name? The guy who stars in, I don't know. You know, Jamie Dornan.
Right.
Dornan or whatever. They're great looking in it. Shouldn't be saying But the first one was directed by a woman, and there wasn't that much sex in it, which I thought was kind of nice because...
Yeah. I mean, everyone was expecting tons. Of gratuitous...
Does it take place in Seattle, I believe?
I think so.
So it's beautiful cinematography, and this story's kind of silly, but the second one was good. The third one just isn't that great. I mean, I give them mildly popcorn worthy. This third one, I'd say half pop to popcorn worthy, just because it's kind of silly. And it has way too much sex. Uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable? Like Wolf of Wall Street style uncomfortable?
It would have been effective without. But at least they're married this time. They have their wedding, so they're a married couple.
Okay, yeah, that's different.
Yeah.
And movies like Wolf of Wall Street almost get away with it too because it's kind of funny.
Funny,
yeah.
Or he was married to her. Or,
yes.
Yeah, I don't know. But I guess we could do... On this third one, I'm going to do half pop.
Half pop. Would you say it does a decent job, though, of wrapping up the...
Wraps it up. Yeah, we're done. We're done. I don't hear any music today.
Oh, I think it's just because the speaker's quiet.
Oh, okay. Well, hello.
Sorry, I can hear it because I got my headphones on. Sorry
I won't wear the headphones. I can't mess up my hair. But I have to say, stylized, it's just a pretty film to look at. And Dakota Fanning, each film has gotten even prettier. So... You probably, I don't know. You're a guy. You might like them.
Yeah, I know. I'm just never even given it a try. That's anything that's like romantic themed kind of is like the hardest movies to get me to go see.
Oh, and poor
I don't know why. I know.
Well, I don't know if she'd want to watch this with her, but she probably wants you to see a romantic movie.
That's true. There are some I like. Like We Love When Harry Met Sally.
Yeah. Oh, it's so cute. Well, okay. Well, we can talk about the Oscars a little bit, but is there anything new on streaming?
Let me think.
That you love? I'm trying to think. There's a lot of Netflix original things going on.
I mean, if Black Panther wasn't really your cup of tea and you're kind of in the mood for that you got that superhero itch, Thor Ragnarok is out on DVD and streaming.
Oh.
I would definitely say, check that out because I thought Thor was way better than Black Panther. Thor Ragnarok.
I thought so too.
Way more entertaining.
That one with Will Smith, did you see it on Netflix? That's the big new blockbuster movie.
No, I can't think of the name of it. It's one word.
They were hyping it up big time.
And they're already making another one.
Well, because it was Netflix's first really big budget film they made, I think, and that's why it's...
And it's like part action, science fiction, where they play cops and some sort of...
And then
I know exactly what you're talking about.
You were asking me about something Paradox. Oh, there it is.
The Cloverfield Paradox. I was just wondering if your son had watched that yet, because I figured he would want to check that out.
Because you liked Cloverfield.
I love Cloverfield. Love 10 Cloverfield Lane. Super excited about the fourth one when I heard it came out. Oh, Bright. That's the name of that
one.
Right. And then, it huge letdown.
Oh, it wasn't good.
It was terrible. I actually reviewed it one of the weeks when you were out of town. And I actually watched it that night because it debuted the night of the Super Bowl. They said, there's a new Cloverfield coming out. You can watch it tonight. And I'm like, that's the coolest thing I've ever heard. Nobody's ever done anything like that before.
Right.
But the idea behind its release was way cooler than the actual movie. I mean, we're talking, these are... A and B quality movies at first two, just really good, and this is a D quality movie.
Because I like the first two.
Yes.
I didn't love them as much as you would, but that's a bummer.
And I mean, I still say if you're a Cloverfield fan, check it out because you want to have seen everyone in the series so far, but do not expect the level of quality in the first two movies. I know it was a big bummer, and it was really weird though. I was able to actually watch on Rotten Tomatoes and IMDb. Reviews changing coming in as people are watching and reviewing it. It was changing all night, which is pretty cool because I'd never had that experience before.
That's kind of fun.
It was. The idea behind releasing it was really cool. I just wish the movie would have been as good.
Oh, well, that's then maybe their budget wasn't as big or something.
I guess. But I mean, it's still got J.J. Abrams' name all over it. You would have figured it'd be huge.
I know. Sometimes you see these names are like Spielberg's associated with something. You're like, what? What are you doing?
Yeah, it has like that sci-fi original type feel to it.
Well, on Bright, you have not seen Bright.
I have not seen Bright.
Well, my son was telling me it's like the biggest budget Netflix film they've done.
Yeah, I believe that is right.
But okay, you and I were talking about this. So Mudbound was nominated for an Oscar, and it is on Netflix. But this is what we were wondering, and I guess it must be. To be nominated for an Academy Award, you have to have a theatrical release. So someone was saying Mudbound was in theaters for a week, but I see everything, and it was not in Dallas.
I had no idea this was in the theater, and I'm wondering, is that if there is a rule on that with the Academy Awards? I mean, wouldn't you think that it'd have to be a bigger release? I mean, couldn't anyone just like get their movie in the theater for a little while and be like, oh, it can be, you know,
be nominated?
Be nominated. It just seems like it like slipped under the radar somehow. It's weird.
Strange, but like all these things that are streaming, that's going to be so many more movies for the Academy to go through. I kind of hope it just stays with. It has to have had a theatrical release.
And did you see Mudbound?
No.
Okay.
I heard it's okay.
I honestly don't think I know anyone.
Is it nominated
who's seen it.
For Best Picture?
No. I think just Mary J. Blige is nominated.
And that's unusual because she got nominated for song and actress or something, which had never happened before.
Yeah.
Something. And so you and your mom talked about your Oscar predictions.
Just a little bit. We just talked about stuff we'd seen, not necessarily our predictions.
Put my glasses on for this. So Kevin and I were talking. Best Picture, we both think that The Shape of Water is going to win.
I do.
But we want 3 billboards to win.
Yeah.
Should we just go down the list?
Well, ideally, we would have preferred Molly's Game, but it's not even in the running.
That's my favorite film of the year. Number 1 all-time favorite film. But it's not. It got snubbed.
It's just like when we loved Hell or High Water. I don't think that was nominated for Best Picture, was it? It just got Best Director.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we doing okay on time?
Oh yeah, we're good.
We'll go through Best Director. Who do we think is going to get that?
I think everyone is obsessed with Guillermo del Toro on this one, and it's going to be him.
It's going to be him. I want it to be Greta Gerwig, but I don't think she has any way. It's just a woman director. She wrote, directed, and it's about her hometown, but I don't think it'll happen.
Yeah, I don't either. Best
Actor, we think it will and should win is Gary Oldman.
Yeah, I mean, it's just so hard. I mean, I think Gary Oldman will win, but mark my words, do not be surprised if Daniel Day-Lewis wins.
Because people love him.
Because they love him, but he's also won a bunch of times.
Well, I read today, or somebody was telling me today, I don't know if you were standing there, that he's just kind of a freak. To get into character, he learned to sew in one of the gowns in the film he made.
That's pretty crazy.
Well, that's insane.
That's dedication to a role. Yeah, that's obsessive.
Yeah, I mean, but
if you put that much into a film role, I get why the guy's retiring.
Right. Surely he's not retiring.
No,
it needs. If it's not Oldman, I'm gonna be surprised. Okay, Best Actress. I think Frances McDormand will and should win. What do you think?
I think it cleans. Yeah, absolutely, no doubt, it will be Frances McDormand.
I just think
which will be. I mean, just to say, her performance was incredible. Plus, Meryl Streep. It just isn't a standout. I don't think this year for her role in The Post. So
someone was like, her role though was so subtle that it was so good. I never thought about it.
I didn't get that. Yeah,
but it's kind of true.
Yeah.
Best Supporting. I think it's going to be Sam Rockwell, or should be, but it may be Christopher Plummer because he's.
Yeah, I mean
that's tie.
And it was. I mean, people think it's just such an achievement that he was able to film it in 9 days, and which is. Don't get me wrong, it's incredible.
Right.
But I mean, Sam Rockwell. I don't think he's ever even been nominated. He's a phenomenal actor. He's been in so many good roles. I hope that it's Sam Rockwell.
He was so good. He ended up being kind of so likable at the end, and I hated him throughout the movie. You did see All the Money in the World, though, right?
Yes.
So good.
Great.
And I don't feel like that got enough love, that film.
It didn't. It hardly got any nominations.
Right.
And I think that, honestly, All the Money in the World was one of those that, it was an incredible performance, and it seemed, I was 100% positive it would pick up a ton of nominations.
I know.
And, yeah.
I don't know what.
Nothing.
Maybe it's the Kevin Spacey thing. Even though he's not in anymore. Can you believe they took him out of the movie?
And I saw the trailers with Kevin Spacey, and I think that with Christopher Plummer, it's way more believable.
Way more. That makeup was terrible.
Yeah,
so
it
that
was
was
awful.
Good call. Best Supporting Actress, we think. Well, did you see I, Tonya?
Yes.
I mean,
Fabulous.
Allison Janney will and should win. It could be Laurie Metcalf, but I don't think so.
I don't either. I mean, I'd love to. She was great, but I think it'll be Allison Janney.
It's got to be. I want to do a shout out though to Molly's Game. He got nominated, Aaron Sorkin, for Best Adapted Screenplay, which I'm thrilled about. And another thing I talked about earlier, Best Picture got gosh, 15 nominations or 11 for something for, and most of them are in the technical side. Dunkirk, I mean.
Right.
I thought that was interesting.
I did not expect Dunkirk to be a Best Picture nominee, honestly. Nor did I expect Get Out to be a Best.
Oh, well, that was so surprising. So surprising. I know that's what's so fascinating. That's a horror film, but it's not that good. I mean, it's not filmed that well.
No, it's really not. It would have been a much better nomination, in my opinion. In terms of filmmaking,
yes. You said it would, and I was like, it.
Oh, I know. I keep doing that.
I know.
Whenever you say it, and people are like, it what? What's it? Yeah, but it was a great movie.
What else should we point out in as far as?
I mean, there are a couple movies that I thought were really good, and maybe people just don't think they're Academy Award worthy, but I loved Baby Driver, and I loved American Made.
I did too.
And I know people hate on superhero films, don't think they're worthy enough for Academy Award nominations, but I thought Logan was a great movie.
I loved it.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman.
Yeah, I mean, those are films that I think deserve some, honorable mentions from 2017.
Totally. It's just frustrating. I went and saw last week or maybe the week before, the Oscar-nominated shorts at the Magnolia. They're so good.
Oh,
do you
the
ever
shorts
go
are
do
awesome.
That?
No, I've never seen them in a theater setting. Later they come out on like YouTube and stuff
Watch
like that.
them all. It only takes about an hour and a half because each of them are only 15 or 20 minutes. And I predict, it's about a mute girl. It's the silent child. I predict it will win. I sometimes see the animated shorts, but I wasn't in the mood. But
yeah.
Go see them.
I would have skipped the animated ones.
Yeah, you probably don't have time. You're one busy man. But we will, as we get, I think it's March 3rd or whatever that Sunday is in March, are the Academy Awards, and we'll talk closer to that date about, we can recap our predictions. We can also give you some fun little facts about the Academy Awards. But
it's safe to say we'll be talking about the Oscars right up until to it, and then the week after for sure. So
I hope they don't get political, but
I know, me too.
I hope that doesn't. So I guess we're good. That's it.
I mean, that's it.
Okay. Well, thank you for tuning in. We are here every Friday, 3 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. And now go enjoy the movies.